Okay, back again from the Cambridge House, California Investment Conference. Got an interesting interview going here right now. I want to tell you a little bit about my guest, Jeremy Martin. Jeremy may not remember this, but Kathy and I were having dinner with Jeremy's mom and dad probably 5 or 6 years ago at their place in West Vancouver. And who should join us for dinner but Jeremy? Very, very interesting guy. I predicted big things from him to happen in the relatively near future, and it looks like it's pretty much coming to fruition. Jeremy and his brother Jay are involved now with Dad's company, Cambridge House. Cambridge House is a very interesting organization in the sense that I find it to be very interesting because I have been involved with Joe and now his sons for probably going on 20, 25 years. They do, in my opinion, probably the best investment conference out there. They have venues in both Canada and in the United States. They do a great job. They have a very loyal following. All in all, these shows are, in my opinion, incredibly important for serious investors to attend, because where else are you going to learn about something like the resource sector? We're going to chat a little bit about what's going on in Indian Wells right now, and then we're going to look to the future as to upcoming shows in Calgary and then Vancouver. So Indian Wells, good deal, first year.
Yeah, we're pretty happy. The exhibitors seem to be happy. There's a great buzz going around the show, good attendance, and a very highly knowledgeable crowd that's come out for this one.
Well, you know, your dad and I were talking about this, I believe it was last year when we were in Phoenix, and he was saying that one of the reasons that he liked the venue here is you've got some pretty sophisticated investors, both U.S. and Canadian, who basically spend 6 months out of the year down here.
That's absolutely right. Between our speakers and our regular attendees, there are a number of folks that who do enjoy residing down here, and so it was a very logical move to come to this venue and cater to all that audience that is already here.
The thing I noticed, Jeremy, about this particular program, or venue, I guess I should say, is it was a lot more relaxed than many of the other venues. You know, it's funny, you go to the shows, and I'm certainly not being derogatory when I say this, but you go to the shows in either Toronto or Vancouver at times, and they get so hectic, it just is not the same relaxed atmosphere that I have seen down here. Now, that's not to detract from those shows. They're they're very highly attended, et cetera, but this was almost like a vacation.
Yes, well, that's why we choose having one show down in the Sunbelt here in Southern California. And I think, as you mentioned, it's very important for these companies to have a bit of a mix in their marketing plans between these shows. You got to hit the big home run shows where you can talk to thousands of individuals. Then you got to come here and really make those intimate connections and speak with people for lengthy amounts of time and really find some good, long-lasting shareholders, and also have opportunities to connect with the speakers and analysts.
I would have to agree 100%. You know, it's the hands-on, face-to-face conversations that you can have in an environment like this really, really are beneficial. I mean, where else can company executives meet one-on-one in a very relaxed atmosphere, with investors of substance? And I have to say, the investors that I have met down here are truly investors of substance. A lot of our listeners, by the way, have attended here, and it was great to see all of them. Also, it's important to meet with company executives, but some of the speakers, not some, all of the speakers here are absolutely fascinating people, and in a venue like this, there is plenty of opportunity to meet and greet and visit with these people. And boy, what a great way to get an education.
Absolutely. We've seen the speakers on the floor pretty well the entire show, and they're enjoying speaking to the companies just as much as the attendees are and getting their updates, because they're going to take this information back home and choose the ones that are really piquing their interest, and could be some good stories and good news coming out from them.
No question about it. Okay, a couple of months down the road, a month down the road, you're going to be doing the next show, and that will be in Calgary, if I'm not mistaken. That also is somewhat low-key.
It is. The Calgary show is maybe about twice this size. It's Alberta is a huge resource-based province in Canada, and so it's just a natural location for us to be at.
Okay, and then onward to one of the two, what I would have to say are the bigger shows, probably the two biggest shows that Cambridge House puts on, both in Vancouver, British Columbia, the World Investment Conference. We have that one coming up in June. Let me tell you, buddy, Kathy and I are really looking forward to going up there. That's a fun time.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to having you up there. And, Vancouver in January is great. that might be a little bit of a lie. But Vancouver in June really is phenomenal, and that's one of the best times to be able to come up and experience it.
It truly has to be one of the prettiest cities in the world, in my humble opinion, in the summertime. In the wintertime, I mean, as our listeners are aware, we only live, 45 minutes to an hour south of Vancouver, but we're in a sun belt. You guys get a little bit of rain, but, it's really been fun to watch Cambridge House evolve. I remember your dad and I were playing golf Westwood Plateau probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and we were talking, about the future of Cambridge, et cetera, and you've done nothing since then. The organization has done nothing since then except grow, and your dad's done a great job, man.
Well, I think that's, can be handed to his entrepreneurial spirit, which is transcended into the staff, and we have a wonderful team that's full of bright thinkers and great executioners who can make this magic happen, and also strive and continue to move forward and bring new and better products out.
And that's exactly what's going on. I have been chatting with Jeremy Martin. Jeremy is involved with Cambridge House, turning into a very, very good friend of mine, as is his son Jay. I just want to say once more, if you guys are in an area of a Cambridge House show, whether it's in Toronto, whether it's in Calgary, whether it's in Spokane, Washington, whether it's down here in the desert in Indian Wells, or whether it's in Vancouver, don't miss it. They really, really are great venues. Jeremy, thanks so much, buddy.
Well, thanks very much for having me.